Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. So we hope that you'll join us in those areas and hang out with us. And we're just so glad that you're here today. What I'm going to do today is just do, what I plan on doing. It hardly ever turns out the way that I plan. Usually takes a little bit more time. My plan is to mass produce some journal cards, and I'm going to use just plain old index cards and these big index cards. And I cut these down because they were originally 5x8, which is great. But I wanted to cut them down so that I could put them, in a journal that's a normal, like 9x6. And I cut them to, I forget now, 7.25 by 4.5. And that 7.25 was just because that was the last place to measure and get a straight line. So that's the situation with that measurement. So anyways, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it in the way that I normally collage. So I'm going to kind of collage them. But I also wanted to show you some Etsy's that I have that I purchased a little while back, but I just haven't had a chance to show them to you. So this one is from Veripair, maybe. And it's called the Vintage Mushroom Illustrations DigiKit. And these are great all on their own. I mean, they already look vintage. Did I do this? I did this on cream cardstock. And they already look vintage. So you could just simply cut them out, which is my plan at some point. Cut them out and maybe edge the corners with a little bit of vintage photo or something, and just use them right away as journal cards. So I'm very excited about those. So I'm going to set that aside over here. Another one that I liked and found was from Citrus Journal Studios, and it's called Pumpkin Labels or Autumn Ephemera. Vintage Pumpkin Labels is what she has here. I printed on just a regular label sheet, and then I also just printed it. Oh no, I guess I did 2 label sheets. Sometimes I'll print it just on copy paper because I like the softness of the copy paper. But I thought these were kind of neat. Could use those, if you bake something, like maybe you bake some spice cake or pumpkin cake or something, or an apple pie, and you cover it. You could put a pretty label on it. I'm going to use them in my journals. So I like that. I wanted to share that. So these I've already shared with you, but I wanted to use them, may use them today. So I just wanted to show you what I have here. And this is from the Paper Outpost. I don't know if you can see that. Paper Outpost, Wings of Wonder. So I almost feel like I've bought this before. As I was cutting them out, I thought those butterflies look familiar. I might have purchased those before, like a couple years ago, and I didn't look at my butterfly file on my computer, so I may have purchased that twice. But Pam at the Paper Outpost, she's worth the double buy there. And then you've seen this, the Grunge album, Grunge Autumn printable from Fable Crafts Art. And this one I haven't used yet, but this is a definite use for today. And last, certainly not least, is the Junk Journal Studios. And I don't know that I'll use any that are in the pack because I've already fussy cut some in here. And so I'll probably use those. And then also, I will be using, more than likely, some of this gingham, which is one of the coordinating pages for the fall bounty. So go into, if you haven't already, go into the Junk Journal Studio Etsy and go to, all of the fall bounty, but the fall bounty coordinating pages, that's where I got this one. And then this one is one of my freebies from the Junk Journal Studio. So if you go into my YouTube and you look through the videos, probably about 2-ish weeks ago, you'll see one that says freebie. And if you open that, you'll see a free link, and it has a couple of digitals, and so I may be using this one too. Now, if you go over to the Junk Journal Studio fans on Facebook, Michelle has put a page up that shows all of the Junk Journal Studio design team members and their links. If you go into their YouTube freebie, they also have free digitals. Everyone's is different. It's all fabulous. They're all fall related. Oh my gosh, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I hope you'll do that. So I'm going to set all of this aside for now. Put this over here. Also, what I have out is some vintage dictionary. Has a beautiful caramel color. Dictionary pages. That's going to be my background. And then these are parchment paper that I coffee dye, and also when I dye using rust, these are from that. And so I thought that would be kind of fun to also put on some of these. We'll see what happens, okay? And then the final touch is I save, you know, Junk Journal, we save everything. I save whenever I tear fabric, you get these wonderful fibers. Now, these fibers are different than strings, like when you have a string from sewing. These fibers are, you know, a really wonderful fiber versus having a string that has been, let's say, coated or spun differently. These are just very wonderfully soft, and I kind of think they're rustic. I mean, they're so cool. This is from denim. And what I like to do, and so I'll probably do that with these colors here and maybe some of these natural colors, is I like to take a little bit of it out. Let's say like this, if I can get it. And just kind of bundle it together, kind of like you would use cheesecloth, and put that on a pocket or on a journal card or a tag. And so that's the plan with these. Now, I don't know if we'll get to all of that today, but if not, you'll see it in the photographs. So I just keep all of that in here. This little tin, isn't it sweet? I think it was a tea tin, maybe. It's cute, huh? This looks a little too close for comfort, kiddos. Let's back off. Okay. All right. That's what we're doing today. And I'm glad you're here hanging out with me. I'm getting some paper to be able to glue on. This looks pretty good. Paper clip. All right. So here is the plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple of these. Turn them this way. I like them to not have, turn like that. To not have pictures on the front. So this one doesn't have pictures on either, okay? This is the back side. So, and then on these, I'm going to, some of them I'm going to use the ruled, and some of them I'm not. So I'm just going to glue, let's use the big guy till it's used up. So I'm just going to glue really well. I may cut these into tag shape. Let's see, how do I want to do it? I want to just kind of do words. I guess what's going to happen here. So, it's been a busy week, as it is for everybody, and life is just busy, isn't it? Still have not gone to buy pumpkins. I don't know when I'm going to do that. This week sometime. Just got to have a free moment to do it, I guess. Maybe we'll go like this on this one. Kind of take up that whole spot there. Okay. Then we'll do another one here. Gonna go over to see my mom today. I've been visiting her every day. She hasn't been up to speed lately, so I'm visiting her every day, and we'll go over and chit chat, and maybe get dinner ready, things like that, you know. And so I look forward to that every day, going to see her and hanging out. Okay, so there's one way to do it, and then cut them out. I'm going to show you another way that's fun too. I'm going to cut those out. Sometimes if you're not gluing on both sides, it'll curl for a little bit. I think it settles down once the glue, in my own shadow here, once the glue dries. Okay. Oh, and I'm also, I'm still getting ready for the workshop that's this weekend, and that's going to be super fun. I think the reason that it's taking me so long to completely be ready for the workshop is that every time I do something, I think of another idea. So it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun. And then hopefully I can figure out a couple of days to do some Christmas ones in November. And then I won't have any time in December to do them. We'll be traveling for Christmas. Well, yeah, we'll be traveling, having Christmas, and then, of course, family. And once I get home, we'll have Christmas here. And can't spread Christmas out enough for me. I love to start early, and I love it to go into January. I love it so much. So much. All right, so here we have some backdrops. Oh, I did that one backwards. Doggone it. I didn't want that, but we'll put something over it. I don't want any pictures of things. I just want words, because we're going to use all the pretty graphics. So then another way you can do it is lay these out. This is another way I like to do it. I'm going to go this way, like that. I like to leave a little bit of space. Okay, just put that one over there for kicks. And then I'm going to tear this off. I'll save it. Tear this off. Well, this paper is not cooperating tear-wise. So, got quite a bit of a border. Okay, and then I'm going to just tear and glue this down. Whoopsie. Just like you would when you collage. Do that. Oops. Plan is to keep these, keep the words straight. It might have been easier the other way, but I kind of wanted it to be just a little bit, you know, try some that aren't completely covered in words. We'll try it. I have a little piece of baby wipe over here. You know, I seldom use a full sheet at one time. Well, who knows? We might need one today with all the glue going on. I have one over here. I might need to dab in it. Okay. Definitely probably need to clean my desk off. So yeah, it's really just collaging. And then we will put, it's a little bit different than a masterboard because we're looking at it, and then we're going to put you know, maybe some digital little ephemera cut out, some fussies on there. So that's probably just going to go there like that. Just kind of taking that off a little bit so it's not so exact. See. And then we'll decide which way do we like best. And maybe that's what we'll do with, you know, the big cards. Which way do we like, you know, the best? Do we like it completely covered like these, or kind of in the middle like this, you know, like just collaging? Okay, so yesterday, I was going to tell you guys this. Yesterday, I was ironing or something. I can't remember what I was doing. And not clothes. That's funny. I was probably ironing like coffee dyed paper to put in the printer or something. I used to iron my clothes, but that's not what I was doing. Okay, well, anyways, I hear the train go by, or getting ready, how they sound the horn, like you'll hear in just a second. And usually you just hear a long horn, you know, they'll just do a long one, or they'll do, you know, a couple of short blasts, you know, 3 or 4, something like that. Well, I was like, it was kind of comical to me. I think something else needs to go on that, but I heard, no kidding, at least 10. It was kind of one of those, sounded like a harmonica, you know, it's like that. Well, I can't do it, but I mean, it was pretty. That wasn't very pretty, but it was pretty. But you know how some of the horns just blast, and some of them kind of sound like they have that harmonica buzz to it. Anyways, it was like 10 times at least. And I kind of chuckled. I thought, oh, what is going on? You're kind of a showy conductor. What's happening? You know. Then later I go out to check the mail. Or no, I'll tell you about this in a second. I went out to put a sign out by the mail. And I looked down at always look down the street because we live on a kind of somewhat of a narrow farm road. So I always want to make sure there's no cars coming. So I looked down the street by the crossing of the railroad, and there are so many emergency vehicles, like tons. Gosh, I bet there were, just from what I could see, there were, from my side, my view site was 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. And then you go like, let me give you this crude illustration of the situation. Here's my farm road. Here's the little yellow house. Little yellow house. Okay, here's my farm road. Then there's a ton of trees. Okay, my little mailbox area. Then there is the railroad tracks are right here. Then there's the highway. Okay, I don't know if you can see all this, but anyways, trees, highway. Okay, railroad tracks. And this highway, you can't cross. You have to there's, because of the railroad, there's a barrier. So you have to go around here and make a loop to drive that way. Or if you're coming from this way, you have to come down here and make a loop to go this way. So you can't cross over. But there is a street here. And there is a street here. Another farm road comes this way. This goes into town. Okay. All right. So anyways, you come off the highway, over the railroad tracks, make a sharp U and come to the little yellow house. Okay. Well, down here is where I am seeing all kinds of emergency vehicles. And I am thinking, what has happened? Because I didn't hear a crash or anything. I am surprised I didn't hear a crash. Well, what had happened was, right in here, there was someone tried to stop quick at the light, and a huge dump truck was coming. And when they stopped fast, the dump truck didn't realize they were going to stop, and it flipped by the railroad track. And another thing about the railroad track is, at the railroad track, because it's set up high, there's a ditch all the way around the railroad track. Well, I guess some of this went into the, so they had cranes, they had everything. Okay. This is similar to how I draw a map too. So anyways, that was the situation. So I guess the train was going by like, oh my gosh, is this okay to come this way? I don't know what it was doing. But there were so many emergency, and a lot of Burlington Northern emergency vehicles there too, along with sheriff and fire and all of that. But I guess everybody was okay. All right, I'm going to turn this over so you don't have to look at that. Oh boy. Yeah, now you know what Joey has to put up with when I'm trying to explain something to him. Okay, I'm going to take some of this off. So there was some hoopla. Okay, now back to why I was going out to the mailbox. Did I already tell you guys this? I have told you this in the last video. I took a day off from filming because my videos weren't loading. So I thought, well, I'm going to wait and make sure. So anyways, I may have told you this already. I can't remember. Okay, if I did, recap. Here's a recap. If I didn't, this is your first time finding out about this. So the other day I was overseeing my mom come home. Joey had just checked the mail approximately 4:30 in the afternoon. I got home at around 4:45. And I come home and there is a neighbor's car in our driveway. Well, we don't really have a driveway. I feel like I've told you this. We have a circle drive. So they're in the circle. So I came around the other way, and come to find out, in between me getting home and Joey checking the mail, somebody had very hard hit our mailbox. And, like I showed you on my detailed map, mailboxes across the street from on the farm road. And so they hit that thing so hard. Okay, another picture. Can you tell why I tear paper and don't draw for a living? Well, I don't even do this for a living. But okay, so here's our mailbox, right? It's one of those black ones. Well, the previous owner had taken like shaker style, what am I trying to say? Cedar, and had, you know, lined the whole mailbox. And Joey keeps asking me, what do you want, you know, as a mailbox? Like, what kind of mailbox? I said, I think this one's fine. And he's like, but it's not yours. You didn't choose it, yada, yada. And I'm like, I'm totally fine with it. It's not pretty. I'll put it that way. It's not pretty. But the thing I like about it is it's wood. So it just kind of fades into the wooded area that is across the street. So you can't see it. And I feel like, for the most part, it's protected us from people that are like, sometimes, you know, your neighborhood will get hit and a ball bat will go right down the street and hit everybody's mailbox. And I think that when that has happened, that we've been protected because you can't see our mailbox. Anywho, somebody, I don't know, I feel like they were impaired in some way, distracted in some way, but they hit our mailbox so hard that the shaker little things that are on it, the shingles, I'll call it a shingle, those, we couldn't find any of them. Well, Joey found 2 of them, but there was like 20 plus of them. And they hit that thing so hard, it just annihilated them. Anyway, so the mailbox is down the street. It's not even near our mill, you know. Okay, I think that looks pretty good for now. This one might need a little bit up here. Let's see what they do. So yeah, I don't know what happened. What was their situation, but you know, I don't know. So Joey just went out and, so I went across the street because it had just happened and we couldn't get anything done that night. You know, so we didn't have a mailbox. We had this metal pole sticking up. So I put a little note on there that said, hey, our mailbox got hit and we will have a mailbox in the next couple of days. So Joey did that when he got home from work yesterday. Put the mailbox back up. Not happy with that, but yeah, so I'm just kind of a blabber today, aren't I? Just kind of blabbery. Nothing going on and a lot going on, you know? I still haven't trimmed back. I still haven't done that second trim on getting flowers done. I really need to trim back the lilac bushes now that it's cool. All right, let's get this show on the road because story time has, I've kind of gotten off the track here of what's happening. Okay, what's happening here? Let's get everything going the right direction because you know that's a challenge for me sometimes. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to use some of this. I want to use some of the Grunge Autumn Printables by Fable Crafts Art. I wanted to tell you, it was kind of funny. Yesterday I was printing and I realized that I had used so much yellow in printing that I ended up having to, fill up some yellow ink. And what I do is whenever I fill, I have a box that I keep, the original box that the ink comes in. So I put the date on it that I fill, just because I'm curious as to how long it lasts me. And, see? Well, that's okay, because I'm using this for, I'll reprint it because I want to put it in pages, but I'm using this for, just to collage a little bit. Anywho, it had been since April. Now, I don't normally, prior to that, it was 2 years since I put ink. But I have used so much yellow ink for fall. And I did go ahead and fill up the red because it looked like it had been used too. But the yellow was something else. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do this. Might go ahead and get some of this down because now I don't know, something else might go over this and block all that white tear, but I don't want a lot of that white tear on there. Okay, I don't want a straight edge. Okay. So yeah, so I put some more, and so Joey's family is already getting ready for Christmas, which honestly, you have to start this time of year thinking about it, right? Because otherwise, if you don't do a little here and there, unless you're just able to, but if you're not able to, if you don't do a little here and there, boy, you sure feel that crunch, don't you? At the Christmas time on your purse starts to squeal a little bit. So I sent my Christmas list. We always send a Christmas list at the request of the family. So I sent it because, sales are getting ready to happen. Might as well take advantage of those, right? So I did send, as part of a Christmas list, ink refill. Because I just, certainly don't want to be out of ink. All right. I like it. Now, I don't want all of them to be, exactly the same. So I am going to try to, well, I guess I will stick to this because I don't see any others that are exactly the colors that I want. So let's go ahead and, okay, so if I tear this way, right coming forward, I'm going to get that white tear that I'm going to end up having to do this. But if I can remember to go right back and left forward, then I won't get that. It'll be on this one. I'll just cut it off. Okay, so I'm going to scooch you guys up. Do it like this. Like that. Right about here, I'm going to just take it in a little bit just because I don't want it to cover this whole thing. And it looked like it was about to. Then I forgot and did that the wrong way again. Okay. Man, I am running low on ideas for easy dinners. So if anyone has, your favorite crock pot or one pan casseroles or just easy, dinners other than, like tacos and stuff. I love tacos. So I know that's easy. Now it takes a lot of prep, but I know it's easy. If you have any, let me know. Or, whoops, there goes my baby wipes. Or send a link or, something like that. I would love it. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. All right, those are fine. Now let's see about these two. Put this over here. Just wanted to get that white off of there. It's weird. Going down the other way of the grain, so the other side of the paper, it's the opposite of what I told you. You have to have the other one coming forward. It's interesting. Okay, so I think I'm going to go like this. See? Is that weird? Huh. We started watching a new series to us. Now, it does have some swearing, so beware. We don't usually watch shows that have a lot of swearing because I can't take it. But anyways, it's called Billy the Kid. Has anybody seen that? And only on, like, we've only watched a couple episodes. But it's an interesting Western, of course. Very interesting. And I'm sure a lot of liberties have been taken, unless Billy the Kid kept a journal, which I don't know. Maybe he did. So I'm sure a lot of liberties have been taken on the story. But it is interesting. I think I'm going to pull this down a little bit like that. I can get it. Kind of want to cover a little bit of this down here a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, okay, let's cut apart. Get on to the next one. The next, do we need to cut apart? Nah, we don't need to cut apart. Let's wait. We'll cut apart later. Let's get on to this. So this, I'm just going to tear pieces. Okay. And I'm gonna, I really don't want to, it doesn't cover that very well. So I don't really want to cover it too much. Do I want to use it at all? Let's see. I think some of it looks pretty cool. Let's try it. And let's see if this even works on it. Usually I use the Elmer's permanent glue, but I have it put away for the workshops, in a different container, and so I don't have that readily available to get out. Yeah, once you squish it down, it covers it. I mean, it allows you to see through it, you know. Okay, that's fine. Let's see which side is the true front. Probably both are the true front because I I keep them in my little thing that I have a little bucket type of thing that I put all of my things that I use for coffee dye, like my instant coffee and some old towels. And I just found some more gloves, thankfully, because, you know, I had a little situation with my my hands when I was doing the when I was doing the rust. I first I didn't use gloves on the first batch. Then the second time I did use gloves, but I had a hole because I'd used old gloves. So now let's see what happens when I actually use gloves, you know, that work. This is really fun paper, I think. It's very crinkly and it has a really neat texture to it because of all the dye on it. Oh my gosh, I looked at that and I thought I had this page upside down, which is fine. I haven't put anything on it yet, but still I thought, oh my gosh, why am I working on this upside down? Okay. That or do I want it long? That might be fun, that like that. So when I get done with the video, I'm going to eat lunch. I have some laundry calling my name. Why did I do that? How did I do it? Was it like this? So get the laundry done. By that time, it may be time to go to my mom's. I've been trying to go over about 4. Works best for her. Okay, now on this one, I think I'm just going to try to get one long thing here. That might work for those, but I don't think it's going to work for that one. Can't tell which one. The other side. You could Mod Podge these when you're done. I mean, that always brings out, you know, some beautiful color when you do that. But it also, you could cause some of the ink to run. So be careful with that. Okay. I really want to get one card done so you can see one full one. Let's try it diagonal and see what happens. I think I might have put Uhu on my list as well, my Christmas list. But I always feel a little guilty doing that because it's so expensive, you know. I think, who's going to want to spend that? Of course, my sister-in-law got me a whole 12-pack last time. Very generous. Okay. Let's cut it and see what's next. Kind of have to keep an eye on that baker's paper or whatever, because you know it's intended to not stick, you know, have food stick. So I'll make sure that glue is going to hold it. I am going to probably sew around these. Not maybe not while we're... Where'd that come from? Huh. Maybe not while we're filming. We'll see how the time is, but I feel like we're really tight right now on time. I feel like I've yik-yak, drawn some maps, lots of stories. Oh boy. Okay. All right, I think that's it. I have to take my little alcohol swabs to my scissors. I've cut through so much glue. It cleans them so quickly. That was a stocking stuffer that my mother-in-law did last Christmas. So if you know a crafter, or if you know, want to give that as a hint to somebody, she put in... Do I have any up here? In my stash drawer? Yeah. She put a packet of these in my... It comes in a little box, probably about the size of this. And she put that in my stocking. And I use these all the time. And I think there was like 5 million in there. That's a slight exaggeration, but there were so many I'm still using it. Okay, let's get these. I think I'm going to stack them just because I don't know that we'll get to them all anyways. Well, I know we won't get to them all anyways. It's funny how you cut them and then you miss all this stuff. You miss it all. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get all that put away. And where did I put these? Here they are. Okay. So I'm going to do one of that. Now we're not going to get to the big ones, which is okay. Let's do that one. We're not going to get to the big ones, but I will get to them. All right, let's do these two real fast. Try to anyways. I know I want... Must have done that cardstock. Okay, and what do I want over here? Nope. Okay. Isn't that cute? Even have this. I wonder if this would go with this too. I don't know. No, I think I just like the one for now. Okay, what's in here? Get out a couple of little labely deals. Okay. I don't usually dig like this. I usually pour them out, but I don't really have the room right now to pour them out. I prefer to pour them out because I don't like the digging through situation. Oh, I gotta make those pockets. That is a town, but I can't remember where. Can't remember where that town is. It's cute. Would like for that to be on something. Okay. I like when you get a chance to use something up and down, don't you? I think that people, I'm guessing, but I think that people that make digital kits, when they source these vintage looking things, I don't think they have a really good selection to source that from, because a lot of them are going across, you know. There, I think that's good. Okay, let's get this show on the road, and because I do want to show you using that, using the, what am I saying? This stuff. This one, we may not need that. Let's see what happens. Let's get this autumn colors. And these are from when I tore fabric for the workshop that I'm getting ready to do, and we're doing, you know, kind of a fall color, doing fall colors. So this is perfect. I have some brown fabric that I really need to tear up because I would love to have some brown. Okay, so I like that. This will go back. Better do it now. Okay, I'm going to leave this one because I don't think we're going to have time. Let's hurry. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit. I think it's going to... so that you can just see this one while I do it. And then I'll put the rest on Facebook and maybe a few on Instagram, okay? One thing I like about printing on, like, this is just copy paper, this is cardstock, this is cardstock, is it just kind of gives different dimensions when you glue them down, you know? So some will be raised, some won't be raised. I think it looks kind of neat. Anything that has a thin stem like this, or, you know, like a butterfly or something like that, that has little antennas, I think that cardstock helps you with that. Do this. Ah, see? I missed that too. Weird. Okay. I don't know if you can hear my stomach, and if you can, I'm sorry. I haven't even decided what I'm going to have for lunch. I might have almond butter again. I love almond butter. Come here, you little thingy. Okay. I love all the layers. So fun. I'm going to pause you. I know we're almost at an hour. I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to sew this on right here. Okay, I'll be back right back. I'll sew it on right back. Okay, y'all, I stitched it around. As you can see, put a little bit of glue under there, but not too much. Stitch it around. I poked a hole here. I'm just going to put this little guy in here, eyelet. And if I can remember how to do this, I'm going to give it a little cinch here. Maybe this is what happens. I don't know if I'm doing it backwards or what. Let's see. I think it goes like this. Okay, give it a squish. Yeah, okay. I'll put this back really fast. All right. Okay. And then how about just a little bit of, how about just some twine in here? I got this twine. Didn't even know they had it. You guys probably knew that, but they have it at the Dollar Tree or whatever it's called. Dollar Tree, I think. I thought it looked cute. Maybe it would look cute with this. Then unravel. Do I have a pin? Unravel it a little bit. I would unravel it with, but I have a sore thumb. I can't get it. That's kind of short, but it'll work. I'm sorry I'm banging. I think when I get in a hurry, I just start slopping stuff around. Okay. There you go. Cute. Cute. I might decide to do something different here. Like put it through like a ribbon or something. Thank you everyone who hangs on for the end of the video. I know that this one is going very long, and I really appreciate it. While I'm fumbling with this, I just want to let you know that we pray blessings over you. And we want you to know that you're so loved. And I tell you that today because I know that there's probably someone today thinking, man, I just feel so alone. And I just want you to know you're not. You're so loved. And even if you're watching this 2 years down the road, you're not. You're so loved. Look at this. What a mess. Okay, I got it. There. Okay, we got it done. And the others are ready to go. Turned out pretty cute. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Have a really great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.